It's a little windy out here. Whatever.
Our hair be blowing.
We're going to fly airplanes.
Today I took the ladies up flying in 2722 Lima, a 1967 Cessna 172. I let Amanda take controls and fly the takeoff, and got a good reaction out of the girls when I demonstrated a stall.
So today we're doing something a little bit different than we usually do, and instead of showing off an owner's airplane, we're actually going to go up in a 172 today out of Denton, and we have a special guest who's going to act like a little student for me, and we're going to go have some fun. If you would like to come.
Hello, it's me.
Welcome back, Amanda. So today we're taking her flying, and she gets to do some of the flying. She's done a few flight lessons, so...
I have.
So what do you remember? Do you remember anything?
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah?
I do, it's been years, but like I do have a vague memory of the gauges. Like I was going over this with you earlier. I was
Yeah, we talked a
getting
little
it
bit
right.
about it.
Yeah.
So basically, she says she remembers something, so we'll see what she actually remembers. And we'll go up, maybe do some steep turns, maybe a stall. And we also have Miss Ashley with us. If you want to come say hi.
Hey!
So she is going to be in the back seat. And have you been up in an airplane like this before?
I have once.
Okay.
So I'm ready. I'm
Are you?
prepared, kind of.
Are you ready to have Amanda fly you?
You know what? I'm warming up to the idea of getting into the airplane.
She seems really scared and I don't know why.
It'll all be good. All right. You ready, ladies?
Let's do it.
All right, let's
Ready.
do it.
That everyone can hear.
Altimeter, tree, 007. Density altitude, 1,900. Visual, approach in use. Landing and departing runway, 18 left. Advise on initial contact. You have information. Juliet.
And so we've got about our field elevation and all three altimeters, so those are good.
I close my window.
Nope. Nope.
Nope, not yet.
You can leave it open the whole entire time we're on the ground. And we're gonna go ahead and pull up here. We've got Denton Ground in our radios. Denton Ground, Skyhawk 2722 Lima, holding short on Lima, ready to taxi with Juliet.
2722 Lima, Denton Ground, runway 18 left, taxi via Bravo Alpha.
18 left via Bravo Alpha 22 Lima. Alright, so those pedals on the ground, right? The tops are the brakes. The bottoms are just the rudder. So when you taxi, you're trying to just push on the bottom, and then we kind of use power to adjust, which I've already got it pretty much pulled back, so you don't really have to touch anything there. So right now, just press on those pedals to make little adjustments left and right to try and keep us on that yellow line. Okay, right now, press on the left one a little bit.
Julia, ready to taxi the active.
There we go. And then as it comes over, you can relax that pressure, so you're kind of just making constant little adjustments. Okay, we're clear to the left.
Okay, what is the Cessna, then 18 left via Alpha.
And we're just continuing straight ahead right here.
Oh wait, on the line or to the right of the
On the line.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, you're good. The goal is to always be on the center line.
Yeah, I just remembered. Okay.
I told you it'd come back to you as we went.
Okay. Sorry I'm swerving so much to where I'm sober.
You're good.
To make smaller
No,
adjustments.
you're doing
I
a good
guess.
job. You should always look like that center line is basically like shooting straight out of your inside knee.
Okay.
Which it does right now. We're like pretty much right on the money, so nice work.
Excellent. Says that she's doing it for me.
I'm actually not. I'm just resting my feet on the pedals. I am going to start pressing some brake in now, though. We're going to slow it down just a little, nice and easy. And I'm going to use these brakes now to turn this in. Anytime we're making tighter turns, that's when I use the brakes. Otherwise, I try not to ride them just because... Is it going to hurt anything? No, but are you going to replace your brakes way more often? Yeah. All right. I'm going to stop. You can leave your window open.
Denton Ground, Cessna 8431
We're going to shut
Lima,
that.
at Charlie, request taxi to self-serve.
Everything's looking good. We've got temperatures in the green. We're going to do flight control check. So on this yoke, I want you to grab it, pull it all the way back, nice and easy as far as it goes. And then if we look behind us, we should see that elevator coming up, which it does.
What comes up?
The elevator. Look behind us and then push it back and forth a little bit. You see it moving?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so when you pull back, it should be all the way up.
Okay.
And then, so go ahead and pull it all the way back. Now turn it to the left. Now look at that wing.
Okay.
Do you see how that aileron went up? That outside flap on the wing there. Do you see it moving?
When I turn it left?
On the wing.
Oh, on the wing.
There you go.
Yes, I see it.
There you go. That's our aileron. So that's what makes us bank, right? So when you turn to the left, we should see that guy on the left come up. On the right, it should be down. And then when we turn to the right, if we look at the right wing here, we've got it up. And on the left side, leave it turned to the right. On the left side, just look, we've got it down.
Yeah.
And now we're going to go all the way forward. And again, everything's felt smooth and worked like it was supposed to. I'm going to kick our rudder back and forth here real quick. Everything moves nice and smooth, so that's our flight control checks. Flaps are up. We're going to go ahead and go up to 1700. So this is your RPM right here. This airplane does have an electric gauge.
584, auto
Nice.
Alpha.
We're just holding those brakes nice and tight. We're going to do a quick magneto check.
Freight 584 to hit the ground, crossed Alpha, left on Bravo to parking.
A little bit more.
Cross Alpha, on Alpha 5.
Good job.
Ferry 584.
Back up.
So stay for 3
Comes up.
turn left on Alpha, Bravo, Fox,
Left.
please.
Turn
About
left
the
on
same
Alpha,
drop.
Bravo, Foxtrot.
Back over. Back up. Carb
Freight
heat.
584, where do you park?
Drops works. We've got
Freight 584,
green
going to
oil temp, green oil pressure.
No, we're going to shelter here for
Coming all the way out to idle. We're just making sure here that when we completely take the power away, the airplane still runs and is happy that engine doesn't quit.
Denton ground, November 17.
Back up to 1,000. We've got mixture set best power. We're going to throw on a nav light and a landing light. We've got ground tower. So we're going to pull up there to the hold short line. I'll get our clearance to take off. Once we have that clearance, then I'm going to go ahead and let you fly the takeoff.
Okay, so, okay.
Don't worry, I'm going to talk you through. I'm going to talk you through it. So of course I will be helping you do it, of course, because it's been a few years, right, since you've flown. So of course I'm going to help you through it. So I'll be here on the controls, you know, I'll help with little inputs. I'll let you know what's going on. But for the most part, it's pretty straightforward. So once we get that clearance and I tell you, all right, it's go time, we're going to go ahead and let off the brakes, pull onto the runway. We're going to use those pedals on the floor just like, you know, we do when we taxi. Anytime we're on the ground, we're going to make that left turn so we're lined up on the center line of the runway. And then once we're nice and lined up, you're going to make sure that those heels are on the floor and your toes are only on the very bottoms of those pedals, just so we don't accidentally touch the brakes. When I give you the okay, let's go, throttle right here is going to nice and smooth, like 3 seconds all the way in as far as it goes. And then I just want you to keep that right hand right on the throttle, making sure it stays pushed all the way in throughout the takeoff and climb, okay?
Okay, you might have to like walk me through it as we go, but...
Don't worry, I'm going to be talking you through it all as we go.
Okay.
So we're going to go in full throttle. At that point now, we're going to start to accelerate, right? So we'll double check all our gauges and we're going to be looking at airspeed. So you've got it in 2 different places on this airplane. You've got the steam gauge and it'll show right there.
Okay.
The biggest thing here is this is going to show in knots while this shows in miles per hour. So that could create a little discrepancy with numbers. I'll try and make sure I'm being really clear about what I'm looking at and pointing to. And
Which one do you
usually, I'm just going to use this one because it's easier for me to see, which is going to be knots. So put the power in. We're going to start to accelerate. Once we see about 50 knots, we're going to start pulling back nice and easy on the yoke just to get the airplane up and off the ground. And then once she's starting to get some of that lift going and ground effect, then we're looking for about 80 as we climb out. So we're using pitch to adjust that, right?
Okay.
So if we need to go faster, we need to let the nose come down, right? If we want to go slower, then we got to pull it up a little bit.
Yeah.
And that's really all I want you to be responsible for at this point.
Is what?
That's it. That's all you have to do.
Throttle was my responsibility, not all.
She's got this.
You're gonna do all of that, huh?
She's gonna do just fine. She's
No. She's gonna do all of that.
Sure.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
Alrighty. Are you good back there, Miss Ashley?
Great.
All right. Amanda, you can go ahead and close your window.
Finally, I'm like, can we please close the
I know
window?
you were so stressed about it, but I still will be on the controls. Obviously, it's not 100% you. I'm still here to help, but you're doing the majority of it. I'm just telling you what to do.
Taking off, though, you're gonna do that.
Well,
I think you're gonna do that.
No.
We should maybe have a game plan.
we do have a game plan. You're gonna take it off.
Yeah, right.
He's gonna
I think
do.
you got it.
Yeah, right.
Got it. 10 Tower Skyhawk 2722 Lima, holding short, 18 left for north departure.
November 2722 Lima, left turn northbound, runway 18 left, cleared for takeoff.
Left turn northbound, 18 left, clear for takeoff, 22 Lima. Alrighty, ma'am, you ready?
Oh, sure. What do
You
I
got
do?
those heels on the floor for me?
Heels are on the floor.
Alright, look up ahead of us. As we come up here, I want you to start pushing in on that left pedal so that we turn and line up on our runway.
Stepped on. Clear check 618,
There we
number
go.
2 on the traffic Cherokee ahead of you in the right base for 18 right.
And once it's straight, make sure those heels are on the floor. On the throttle, go ahead and go all the way in full.
Landing
Okay, slowly.
All the way in, yeah.
Nope, not yet. Clear check.
I'm going to push on the pedals a little bit just to help keep us on the center line here. Throttle's coming all the way in now.
Clear check 618.
Everything's in the green, get that hand on the yoke.
Clear touching up.
Airspeed, we've got our 50, so go ahead and start pulling back just a little.
Okay, who's number 1 holding short?
And we're flying.
Direction of flight.
Now push it forward a little bit because we're a little slow.
Are you helping?
I am helping a little bit.
Northbound runway.
Okay, there you go.
Airport takeoff.
18 left, clear for takeoff, 80896.
So pulling back would make it go faster.
Pulling back makes it go slower, yep.
Okay, so I need to push in a little.
5
Yeah.
miles to the east, inbound for
Get to
shelter.
80. Do we still want to be at 80?
Yeah, between about 75, 80 is good.
November 306 Papa Hotel, Dan Tower, Roger.
So we're getting a little slow, so just push it forward a little bit.
3007.
There you
The
go.
wind's 170.
Push it forward. Am I not?
Yeah, no, you're doing good.
Right, reporting.
Well, I'm pushing it forward. It feels like
Yeah.
it's going like. Oh, okay, there we go.
Hey, from 2 miles.
Another thing, if you just look outside and kind of make it look like that nose just sits on the horizon, see how now we're coming up really nose high?
Yes.
So just push it forward a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So like right there.
Alright, who's number 1 holding
Little
short?
low.
Opposite direction.
There we go. Now go ahead and start turning left. We're going to turn all the way back around. You're going to see a big old lake up there.
Off the entire hold short, runway 18 left.
Hold short.
Off of our nose, that's Dallas.
Oh.
And you can see all the buildings come up in the north tollway there.
Continue left.
Yeah, keep turning all the way around until you see the big old lake. There's 3,000 feet, so we're going to level off. So go ahead and push that nose down.
Okay.
And then start pulling back this power a little bit until we get to about 2,200 RPM. It'll have to come out quite a ways.
100.
There it goes.
Cherokee 131, following the Cessna short, final 18 right, cleared, touch and go.
Clear, touch and go, 18 right. Touch.
Yeah, then it doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a rough number, so don't try not to get too tied up on numbers.
November.
See how that wind kicked us and we're turning to the right?
Yes.
Tell it no. Go back to the left. Don't let it do that. You're flying this airplane. This airplane isn't flying you. I want to keep, you see that big ass lake off of our nose?
Yes.
I want to go there.
Okay.
And you can turn us to the left a bit too so that we kind of keep coming over top of our lake.
Okay.
Nice.
I feel like we're just like climbing so much.
Yeah, we are climbing it a little bit. And that's again too, it's a warm day, so you're gonna get a lot of those thermals that are wanting to kind of just bounce you up. So it's one of those days where you can't really set it and just be done with it. You just have to adjust over and over.
Okay.
So it's not just you. I would be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't be 300 feet high.
All right. Well then.
Just kidding.
Say no more.
There you go. There's a little bumpy. Good. But we'll do a couple of steep turns, and what we'll do is I'll show you a couple and kind of talk through it, and then we'll just have you try it and do your best. Again, it's no pressure, it's just kind of for fun. So, yeah. All right, you want to see some steep turns?
Sure.
All right, I got controls. We've got one off the left wing, but he's clear, so I'm going to turn to the left. I'm going to go all the way into 45 degrees.
Ooh.
And you can see if I don't pull back at all, this is what starts to happen.
Okay.
See how that nose is just falling out?
Yeah.
But then when I put in that back pressure, so let me level it out again, and I'll show you one where I do it the right way, right? So here we go, we're at about 2,800 because I lost a little altitude. So when I roll into the right now, we'll do, all the way into 45, what I'm doing is I'm actually looking outside as I go, and then double checking inside, and just keeping that nose up on the horizon so that it doesn't fall out of the sky. And she's even still coming down a little bit. I just don't even have quite enough in there. So you see, you end up fighting a little bit. So you can also use the trim to help you. But again, I'm not worried about all the in-depth stuff today. I just want you to try out, you know, banking it to that 45 and seeing if you can keep it from falling out of the sky. I'm going to go climb us away from this traffic, get you a little more altitude, and then we'll let you try some steep turns. You want to do one?
Sure.
All right, you got controls?
All right.
You can say you've got them?
I've got control.
All right, I'm giving you controls. Okay, whenever you're ready, we'll start to the left. Go ahead and bank in 45 degrees. There you go, all the way in. Keep it banking, banking, banking. Once it starts to get heavy, then pull back a little. There you go, and then neutralize that aileron, good. Pull that nose up a little bit.
Right turn westbound.
Bank it in a little bit more to the left, we're a little shallow. There it is, right there, and then neutralize that aileron. That way we don't get too steep back pressure. Don't turn it out, keep it into the left a little bit. Yeah, you're good.
Wait, I thought that's what you were telling me to do.
No,
Okay.
just neutralize it. That way we don't keep banking to the
just
left
stay.
more. Yeah.
Okay.
296, entire left turn
There you go.
westbound. Runway 18 left, cleared to 14.
Yeah.
Clear take runway 18 left, left turn northbound.
There you go. We're not nose diving. Not at all. So we're starting to lose a little bit, so just pull back a little bit. Pull back, pull back, pull back. Oh, now we're losing it. All right, go ahead and roll it wings level. Whee! And then as you come out, you'll notice sometimes we'll balloon up a little bit because you're holding in all that back pressure, so you just got to make sure as we come out, you kind of relax it.
Okay.
There
Now,
we go.
actually, for some reason, that steep turn is really helping me look at the horizon now.
Yeah.
Before I really was looking at the instruments.
Oh my gosh, I know you were.
I know, and now I feel like I get it. Like I can actually look outside.
Yeah, seriously, it makes such a difference. And you are not the first student to, you know, get in beginning training and be like, I'm so confused because you're looking in here when I'm talking about this.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
All right, let's do it again, but let's go to the right.
Let's go to the right. Okay.
Let's go to the beach. Beach, let's go get away. Hey, hey.
I don't know all the words.
Nah,
Okay.
neither do I.
Up. I need to.
Yep. So we're almost to that 45. A little bit of back pressure. Nose is starting to fall. Okay, we're falling. Go ahead and level it out. Oh, she's gone. Level it out. Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
No, you're good.
Oh.
We just don't want to get too fast is all. There we go. We're going to bleed some of that airspeed. Nice work. Beautiful. So there you go. That would be your situation. I think that you were asking me about where you're saying, does it ever get to be like too much?
Yeah.
That would be a situation where I would say, okay, you're bordering on, if you were to let it continue, it would be too much. But you did exactly the right thing. We came out, we were a little bit fast, and you held that nose to the horizon so we didn't gain any more of your speed, and that was honestly a really good recovery from it.
Nice.
So
okay.
there you go.
Thank you.
I know we're kind of into the sun, but we'll come back over the main part of the lake. Did you ever do any stalls?
I don't believe so.
Okay. Does it make you nervous, or do you feel okay
I have
about
no
it?
idea what that means. Like slowing way down?
So a stall is when the airplane reaches the critical angle of attack, and it just isn't producing lift anymore. So it's just not flying anymore, right? So what happens? The airplane comes down. And so what we do is we simulate that up here at altitude to show you what it looks like and how to recover from it, so that once you're doing landings, you can recognize the early indications of it so that you correct it before it ever gets to a point of a full stall, right? You trust me?
I guess so.
Do you trust me? Okay, I got controls.
Okay, you have control.
I got controls. All right, we're at 3,500. Winds are about out of the south today, so I like a south heading. We'll just go ahead and square that up. So, like I said, it's kind of simulating landing. So what I'm going to do is I set this up. I'm going to pull my power back like we're getting ready to come in. You see on that airspeed indicator, it's a little bit easier to see on that one than the electric one, that white arc, that means we can put in flaps. So I'm going to go ahead and start dumping in full flaps, setting myself up just like I'm coming into land. As those barn doors come down, we're going to slow down, 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 down. Now we're at about our final approach speed of about 60 knots, right? So I'm going to start just initial little descent right here at about 60 knots, full flaps in. Right here is about what it looks like when we come into land, right? Now let's imagine I don't manage my energy well and I slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down.
Tower, Cessna 16954, holding short 18 left, IFR departure.
Cover.
16954, holding short 18 left, IFR departure.
Cover.
And that is a stall.
Oh.
That's
Okay,
it.
you just throttle in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Positive rate of climb, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
That's wild.
And 1, 2, 3.
I've definitely never done that before.
So yeah, it's literally just essentially when the airplane stops flying, it stops producing lift, and you could feel how we slowed down, 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 down. It was like hitting a brick wall, and then it just
That's kind of fun though.
Yeah, and so when the stall broke, when that nose came down, that was all the airplane. I don't know how much you noticed, but I was still holding that yoke like back into my chest, and the airplane fell on its own simply because it couldn't fly anymore.
Wow.
And so the correction for it, you saw I put in throttle, that's for the airspeed because we're so slow.
And you pull.
And I put the nose down. Remember, we want the nose to go down because in a stall, we're at the critical angle of attack, which means we're too nose high. So to fix it, nose down.
Oh, whoops. Okay, so it's the opposite.
It's the opposite, yeah. If you were to pull up again, then you'd get what's called a secondary stall.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because you'd stall it, and then when you pulled back up and reached the critical angle of attack again, it would just stall again, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Did you ever do like an engine out emergency, simulate one?
A what?
Engine out? Simulate an emergency?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Alright. We got about 3,000 feet right here.
Ashley's back there like, oh great, we're going to simulate an emergency.
I know. Well,
But I'm just here for the ride. Just holding on tight.
you're being a trooper.
I bet she's holding on tight.
Runway heading, Trooper takeoff, 18 left, Silver Ship.
And we just lost our engine. There is absolutely zero power going to it.
So what do you do?
Very first thing we do is we always pitch for best glide. So kind of that same thing we were talking about on the climb, right? Our power setting isn't going to change, right? It's gone, it's out. Just like in the climb, it's in, we're not changing it. So we're using pitch for airspeed, that means.
Okay.
So I'm going to pitch for about 65 knots, which is about 80 miles per hour, rough numbers. And basically, that's going to give us the most bang for our buck. We're going to get the most distance out of the altitude that we have. At that point, you're going to go through, you're going to look for a place to land, start lining yourself up. You'll go through a restart checklist, try and restart it in the air. Obviously, if you have the time, if you can, that would be ideal, right? But at that point, if you can't get it restarted, then you're going to declare your emergency. I would probably just call Denton Tower because we're, within 20 miles of them. Hopefully get someone coming to get us, and then at that point, we're going to execute. So we're going to essentially just shut everything down. And then, like I said, we'd go through a whole passenger briefing, get the doors popped open, and we'd get on the ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So as you can see, I wasn't joking when I said it happens pretty slow.
Yeah.
Especially in something like a 172, you've got a pretty good glide ratio. Alright, this is about 1,000 feet off the ground, so I'm going to go ahead and go full throttle. We're going to recover from this. We don't want to get any closer because regulations. So there you go, that's what happens when you lose your engine.
Okay.
Alright, we can probably head back. You ladies happy?
Yeah, I think that was really fun.
Hell yeah, I had fun. You did great.
I think I could have done better, but
For the first time actually flying in years, you did good.
okay.
For
thank
sure.
you.
And guess what? You did the takeoff, so
I hadn't done that before.
there you go. Heck yeah, I got to do something new with you. I showed you a stall.
You did. You showed me a lot of new stuff, actually.
I'm gonna listen to our weather real quick.
Peak gust 2-4.
Oh, now it's
Visibility
gusty.
1-0. Sky clear below 12,000. Temperature 2-7. 2.7. Altimeter tree 0-0-6. Density altitude 2,000.
Okay, so I'm gonna take you guys on our little scenic route into our airport. But so right up here, this is 35. And so if we were to turn to the right, in about 15 miles we'd hit Gainesville, and about 60 miles we'd hit Ardmore, Oklahoma. And Windstar's somewhere in between there. Right off of our nose right here, this is a Walmart distribution center. So we know that our Walmart distribution center is 12 miles north of our airport, and you could probably just barely start to make out our field over on the left side. But so what we'll do is we'll come up over top of our Walmart center, and then we're going to turn south and kind of just track our highway back in. And that right there is what we call pilotage. Literally just flying using visual waypoints rather than using GPS or calculations.
Okay. Pilotage?
Pilotage.
Got you now.
Yeah.
Go.
Right here, this is the town of Sanger, right off of our highway.
Okay.
And Sanger, I know, is 10 miles north of our airport. So once we come over top of it, then I'll go ahead and get her a call, and we'll get instructions to come back in.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a plan, Stan.
Sounds like some really good piloted.
Thank you. I practiced. Denton Tower Skyhawk 2722 Lima, 10 to the north, inbound, full stop with Kilo.
Cessna 22 Lima, straight in 18 left, report a 5-mile final.
Straight in 18 left, report 5-mile final, 22 Lima.
Whiskey popped in.
She hasn't cleared us to land or anything, but she told us to come in for 18 left, so it'll be that darker runway on the left side.
Okay.
And then
Whiskey pop, Bravo Alpha. Turn right on.
we're about 8 miles out now. She told us to report a 5-mile final. Right now we're about 2,000 feet. Pattern altitude here is 1,500, which puts us about 900 feet above the ground. So I'm just kind of slowly coming down to that pattern altitude as we come in. And then when we're about 3 miles out from the runway, that's when we actually start setting up for landing. Just because it's a 172 and we'll just be out here forever and ever if we slow down too soon.
This is a full stop for us, 7967 Golf.
Cessna 2722 Lima, keep your speed up as much as feasible, straight in 18 left, traffic on a mile final, clear to land.
Keeping the speed up, 18 left, clear to land, 22 Lima. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and keep some power in. We're about 5 miles out. She wants me to kind of power it in as much as I can to the runway here, so we'll just keep doing that. So I'm just bringing it in a little fast. Haven't put any flaps in. Normally I would have slowed it down at this point and started putting a little bit of flaps in, but we've got like, I think the wind's gusting like 24 knots like straight down the runway. So even though our airspeed's still up a little higher than I would normally want it, our ground speed's really slow and I'm trying to keep it up for the airplane behind us. So we're just gonna keep bringing it in like this. If we have a little bit longer of a rollout, it's okay because we've got plenty of runway. Alright, we are confirmed cleared to land. As we come in, we're just going to go ahead and pull power idle. We're going to level it out just above our runway, get those eyes to the end, and then just hold her off. And you can see, again, we've got all that speed because we didn't float in with the flap, so we're just going to float it out, float it out, float it out. There we go.
That's one of your last steps.
Left at Alpha 4 and contact ground once you're clear.
Left at Alpha 4 over to ground, 22 Lima. Alright, and we're gonna go ahead and stop. Tails across.
Information Kilo.
On ground, flaps are up. Denton ground, Skyhawk 2722 Lima, Alpha 4, taxi to Lima.
Cessna 2722 Lima, that ground right on Alpha to Lima.
Right on Alpha to Lima, 22 Lima.
Made it alive.
Y'all survived. Thanks for coming flying with me.
Oh,
it was a blast.
You. No, I'm so glad.
I'm so glad you came out to do it.
Me too, me too.
Alright, well thank you again for coming out and going flying with me, Amanda. It was so much fun and you did a great job. You're a good student, so we'll do it again.
Are you sure?
I would tell you if I was not sure. I would let you know.
You heard it here first. No, thank you so much. It was like so fun to see what you actually do on a regular basis, and you were a great instructor.
Thank you.
We had a blast. I don't know.
What was
Ashley,
your favorite part?
Stalling was kind of cool. I hadn't done that before.
What was your favorite part, Ashley?
It was probably the stalling when I realized we weren't going actually down.
I realized we were actually going down.
Ashley missed that part. She missed that. She didn't know it was happening.
Yeah, it was a blast. So thanks again for coming out, and I will see you next time.
Thank you. It was great seeing you too.
Thank you guys again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's something a little bit different than we usually do, but if you liked it, hopefully we'll be doing more stuff like this in the future. Make sure to leave us a like, comment, subscribe, and if you have an airplane that you do want to feature on Flying Doodles, then go ahead and send me an email, Dakota@flyingdoodles.com.